It's time to set aside all the cool tactical gear that I'm always learning about and getting experience with to roll in a philosophy video about victims and victimization. So basically, sometimes I get people that come around and they're like, what's the best, 3 rules to a gunfight? And well, number one is don't be a victim. And there are ways to avoid this is, like Lenny McGill and, I think Masada, you might even embrace it, is, avoidance, awareness, and attention. Those are your 3 A's you always need to remember. Always avoid a gunfight, always pay attention to your surroundings and just avoid, if you can. Avoid being in a bad situation. And in my criminal justice book, I'm a criminal justice student. In criminology, my course is we're studying the role of the victim in a crime. And basically, if you're the victim of a crime, in today's society and justice system, you are actually involved in crime yourself. That's how you will be looked at. If you're the victim of, say, a gunfight and you have to shoot someone to save your life, you're going to be looked at like you're a criminal too, and it's your fault that you had to shoot them. And that's just kind of unavoidable. And the story that I have rolled in front of you right here, this person here, they talk about it. You can read through it. I read through it. She was a college student, and basically she just went out by herself to a nightclub and got drunk. The bouncer threw her out. It was real late, and basically her body was found. She'd been sexually assaulted, I believe, and blah blah blah. Just terrible things happened to her. She was killed, and this is her name here. And the police looked at it like, well, she shouldn't have been out by herself at late at night drinking without any friends. And her friends that dropped her off alone at the club, or left her there, I suppose. Pretty sure that's how the story went. It was kind of their fault too. So kind of sorry about your luck. And she didn't avoid being in a bad situation. The victim's role. Until recently, I think it was in the past 40 years, that the victims were always, looked at as, innocent people that never got in crime. Well, most likely, the victim of a crime is going to be someone who was involved in crime already. Say, like, somebody knows that you have drugs at your house. They're going to break into your house and steal your drugs because they know you have drugs. You're participating in a crime, which makes you a victim. Kind of an interesting way to look at it. And it goes through some different fear of being re-victimized. Elderly people believe that they will be re-victimized. And then relationship stress. And then this guy here, he had to shoot somebody. That's a good story here. 82-year-old, he lived in Florida, and basically he said, I don't want to get out of here. So you can see he got shocked him with an electrical device, and he started wrestling with him, and he shot the invader twice, second time in the head, killing him. This is an old guy here. So, that's kind of neat. All the gun guys out there. Go some then here's the look at, if you do get in this, they're going to look at these. Are you married? What about your race? Are you black? Are you, Indian? Your social status? Are you poor or not? And if you're a very rich man and you're married and, you're white, you're most likely to be more viewed positively as a victim than, say, you're a black person, you live in a trailer park, and you're not married. You're going to be looked at as a criminal more in a justice system. As to my understanding, that is basically what's going to happen. Let's see some other cool stuff in here. Deviant place theory. Yeah, that was kind of neat. I just wanted to share with you guys that if you ever are a victim of a crime where someone is trying to, take your life and you have to shoot them, you need to be very careful about your avoidance, your awareness, and your paying attention. Because most stories where I know people have had to draw their fire, first-hand stories here. My friends that carry guns, they've had to pull guns before, and at a pool hall. That was one place. And a pool hall is some place. I'm not, there's nothing against playing pool. That's great. You can go there and have fun. But the majority of people that go to play pool at a pool hall are what? They're involved in crime themselves. I don't know about you guys, but the pool hall in my local town here is basically a place you go to get drugs. And, there's nothing wrong with playing pool, but there's other places to play pool than a pool hall, especially if you're carrying a gun. You know, if you're carrying a gun, I mean, there's a good chance that it could automatically go to lethal force, because, you know, if somebody's beating on you or threatening to beat on you, it's very tempting to pull a gun and look big when that, I think that's a bad idea. Lenny McGill reviewed a video of two rival gangs in a pool hall, and the one gang member pulled up his shirt. He had it in the 12 o'clock position inside the waistband, I think. And then he thought he was big, and the other gang kind of backed off. He turned his back and lost his life. So pool halls equal bad, and to my knowledge, well, I don't know. It's up to you. But just be careful and know how the victims are looked at in society and in our justice and law system. So that's it, guys. Stay safe.